Coming up on SCVTV's Community Corner, hear how Dig Deep Theater is using the stage to support Eaton Fire relief efforts.
See what's ahead as the Hart District shares highlights from this past school year and what they're working hard toward next year.
Learn how the city's new pilot program is bringing free mulch and compost to your neighborhood.
See why the Salvation Army's latest fundraiser is one you do not want to miss.
Discover what's next as the City of Santa Clarita prepares to take over William S. Hart Park.
There's an explosion in the kitty population. Find out why and meet 10 kittens from St. Bonnie's Sanctuary ready for their forever homes.
See how your voice can help shape the next 10 years of arts and culture in Santa Clarita on a new episode of TWISC.
Stay tuned. SCVTV's Community Corner starts right now.
Welcome back, Santa Clarita Valley, to SCVTV's Community Corner. I'm Carrie Lujan.
And I'm Dave Caldwell. This show is all about you, Santa Clarita, the City of Santa Clarita, of course, the great schools and nonprofits. And we always appreciate it when you spend a little bit of your time with us as we share what's going on in Santa Clarita. And we have another great show in front of us today.
It's going to be fantastic, Dave. From nonprofits like the Salvation Army of Santa Clarita, Dig Deep Theater, and St. Bonnie's Sanctuary, to the Hart High School District and the city's acquisition of Hart Park. There's a lot we're covering today.
The city's acquisition of Hart Park, that is really a very exciting thing. It makes me kind of realize, I mean, I've been to the Hart Park several times, been to the petting, everything about that. The one place I have never been, though, is the museum. I have never been to the museum. I need to do that.
I have to tell you, Dave, that we got a sneak peek recently, we being city staff, of course, to see what the collection looked like that we would be taking over. And what I didn't know about the museum is they tried to keep everything in William S. Hart's mansion exactly like it was when he passed, down to the roll of toilet paper in the bathroom. It is now yellow. It's hanging off a little bit, not because of what you're saying, but like the lengths they went to preserve the history is so cool. They even have by the phone, and there's like, the kids aren't going to know what this phone is, but it was one where you pushed.
Right.
Instead of a touch screen, and they had like to call the bunkhouse, to call the ranch house. So it's really cool, and it's when it reopens again to the public, it's going to be an opportunity for people to rediscover all the history of not only Santa Clarita, because of course it's a huge part of our history, but of silent films, of the American West. It's a treasure trove of items.
Yeah, it's going to be great, and we're going to have Jared McKenna on to talk about that, and that's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be interesting. There's another thing that's going to be happening. It's coming up right around the corner. Time flies fast. We all know that. The July 4th parade is coming once again. SCV hosting the parade. You and I are going to be hosting the coverage here on SCV TV once again, and that's going to be fantastic. And, of course, the deadline is June 15th. Get that in. There is a late deadline, June 22nd, but there is going to be an extra fee, obviously, for that. But June 15th, we need to get everything in for your parade ideas and floats. SCVparade.com is where you want to go. You want to start thinking about this year's theme, Home is where the heart is.
Welcome, Hart Park.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. That's a neat idea.
And what would you do with that, Dave? You have to build a float with that theme. What are you going to create?
Well, I mean, but there's, okay. I mean, there's, you can think about the animals that are over at Hart Park,
absolutely.
right? You can think about things like silent movie era, because William S. Hart was a silent movie hero. Horses, Western Walk of Stars. I mean, there's all kinds of things that you can really do.
I personally want to see you in Western garb, like William S. Hart, with like the classic iconic hat that he wore.
Yep.
What do you think?
Yes, ma'am. Giddy up.
I love that. So you can do that for the parade, even though it might be 115 degrees out. We want to see you in leather and
completely in leather.
Cowboy hat.
My chaps, my boots. Absolutely. Spurs.
Beautiful.
The whole thing.
You guys aren't going to want to miss this.
As a friend of mine from Colorado State used to call it Cowboy hat.
Cowboy. I like
Cowboy
that.
hat. Yeah, it's a little bit different.
All right. Well, there's much more to come, so stay with us.
Oh my gosh, you guys are not going to believe what happened in math class today.
Happened?
So, John was assigned in front of me in class,
yeah,
and he kept bouncing his leg and looking over his shoulder, and I can tell he really might have a crush on me.
Probably does.
Yeah, I'll tell you more about it later. We have to go to class.
All right.
Bye.
See ya.
Oh my god, I could have sworn you were a white girl. Are you sure you're black? You don't sound black.
Very good. You studied this time a lot, huh? Good job. You ready to work on it, okay? Good job. Good job.
Dude, what are you doing? You know you did way better than the rest of us. I mean, look at you. Wait, seriously? Aren't agents supposed to be good at math? Look at this dude. Ang gulo ng buhok niya. Kailangan niya ng brush. Magbubuhol-buhol sa buhok niya.
Hindi siya bigyan ng sabon para pumigil.
Anak!
Bilisan mo. Mahuhuli na tayo sa party ni Lola. Oh, anong problema mo? Anong nangyari?
It's nothing. Just another day. It's okay.
Welcome back to SCVTV's Community Corner. It's been several months since the devastating fires that swept through parts of Southern California, but for many, the impact is still deeply felt. Recovery takes time and support is still very much needed.
Absolutely. And now there's a unique way for you, our community, to come together and help. A special one-night-only event right here in Santa Clarita is raising funds for those affected by the Eaton Fire.
It's called Still We Speak, a night of sonnets and song, and joining us today to tell us all about it are the producer from Dig Deep Theater, Shawnee Badger, and producer David Steers from the Santa Clarita Shakespeare Festival. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much.
Of course. So Shawnee, before we get into the details of the show, tell us about Dig Deep Theater.
Sure. So we're an actor-focused nonprofit theater company in Santa Clarita. I started it during COVID when I had just come off of doing 2 shows at the Main, and I was feeling so good and inspired, and then everything shut down and we were at home, and so I just wanted to be creative, and so we started producing Zoom shows. And then when the world opened up, we produced our first show at the Main, and it was such a wonderful, empowering experience as an actor to make an opportunity for myself and for other people, and to tell a story for the community, to bring them joy and laughter, especially after the pandemic and COVID and being at home. And so from there, we've just been producing every season and it's been so rewarding, and we've just really enjoyed it.
So tell us about Still We Speak, a night of sonnets and song. What can people expect from the show, and tell us a little bit about the set as well.
Totally. So the show is going to be on Wednesday, June 4th at 8 p.m. It's going to be at the Main, and it's going to be performances from local actors and fellow CalArts students. And we're going to be performing a collection of monologues from a play called Sonnets for an Old Century by Jose Rivera. And the collection of monologues is about Los Angelinos living in contemporary LA, and talking about contemporary struggles and speaking out these struggles, and just about themselves and their lives, even celebrating loved ones. And it's just a very eclectic collection of monologues that sort of celebrate and talk about LA and Los Angelinos. And so we're going to be performing several monologues, and then also interspersed in between, we'll have people singing songs all about LA, celebrating LA. So it should be a really special night, and we're going to be utilizing some candles from a local theater maker, Robert Reed. He has these electronic battery-powered candles that will sort of, in different layers, cover the stage. And we'll have twinkle lights, and so it should be very warm and a cozy environment for us to come together and celebrate Los Angeles.
It sounds beautiful. And Dave, like Shawnee's saying, the show is like a love letter to Los Angeles. Why was it so important to celebrate LA?
Well, I think LA is our community. We're part of LA County, and as creatives and people that are reaching out, we work with people in LA. We live here. We go down there for work, and I think it's important to understand the greater community, and those are people that have touched us, and people who have lost their homes. I know 4 people who have lost their homes that I worked with and grew up with and went to school with, and so it's a remembrance that we're all connected, and that it's important to support all of us in terms of the struggles that people are still going through with finding homes, repairing their lives, starting from scratch. So I think it's not just a celebration of LA or a love letter to LA, but it's showing our support and giving our support.
And what's kind of fun about this is that, David, you're Shakespeare, Santa Clarita Shakespeare, obviously Shawnee, Dig Deep Theater. You're coming together to celebrate this. Why this union? Why bringing these 2 theater companies together to be able to, raise these funds for the Eaton Fire?
Well, I think it's important to us because, like I said, we have people who we know that have been affected, and anything that I can do. My dad was a fireman. My son's going to be a fireman. There's that in my blood. I remember when the Canyon Country fires happened in 2019. That was quite a year, and having a fireman standing on my roof, shooting water into the backyard between my house and the house behind me to save my house. And anything I can do, that we can do to support firefighters, people who lost their homes, or people who want to help and make a connection. And, I don't know where to give my money. I'll go to this event and they'll take care of that. We'll make sure that happens. And there's Shakespeare, Dig Deep. There's Nancy Lantis is part of this, and her company Eclipse. And there's Cal Arts students who have graduated and not graduated, and they're part of the community. It's just a way to say we care and we want to help.
It's such a beautiful way to do that. And like you said, so many people have been affected by wildfires here in Santa Clarita, and of course, everyone knows someone who was affected by the Eaton or Palisades fire. So it's awesome that you guys are creating this beautiful way to give back. So tell us when and where it's happening one more time, and where can people go for more info?
Absolutely. So it's going to be on Wednesday, June 4th at 8 p.m. at the Main, and you can purchase tickets at digdeeptheater.org or on Eventbrite. It's stillwespeak.eventbrite.com. And purchase your tickets. They're $25. They include a drink and light snacks. And so we hope you can come out and see some lovely performances and support a really important cause.
Still We Speak, a night of sonnets and song. David Sears from Santa Clarita Shakespeare and Shawnee Badger from Dig Deep Theater. Thank you so much. Great cause. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you for having us.
Thank
and helping
you.
to raise these funds. It's really important. Thank you for coming on.
Thank
Thank
you so
you.
much.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Are you an artist looking to get your work into the community and attract potential buyers? Are you a business owner in need of local original artwork to decorate your establishment? Well, the City of Santa Clarita is here to help. Through the city's Places with Spaces program, Santa Clarita businesses can be matched with a local artist to put their pieces on display. Here's how it works. First, fill out an interest form at santaclaritaarts.com. Artists will submit a digital portfolio along with information on their available work. Businesses will give information on their available space and the specific subject matter they would like to display. And we do the rest. The Santa Clarita Arts team takes applications from artists and businesses and plays matchmaker, helping create what can be a lasting relationship. For more information and to get started, visit santaclaritaarts.com.
Welcome back to SCVTV's Community Corner. As students in the William S. Hart Union High School District wrap up another academic term, it's the perfect time to reflect on the major accomplishments and memorable moments from this past year.
And here to help us do just that, as well as give us a look ahead at what's in store for next year, is Hart District Superintendent Dr. Mike Vieira. Dr. Vieira, thank you very much for being with us today.
Thanks for having me. My pleasure.
Before we highlight all the great things that have happened this year, let's remind everyone how many schools, the different schools, what makes up the Hart School District, how it's separate from the elementary districts, all of those kinds of things.
Yeah. Well, we're grades 7 through 12. We have 17 schools if you want to count our adult ed, Golden Oak Adult School. We've got 7 comprehensive high schools, 6 junior high schools, and then we've got a few alternative schools. So total of 17 high schools. Or 17 schools, public schools, all public schools, yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So even though we're winding down with another semester, there were many accomplishments throughout the year. Tell us about some of the things that you're really proud of.
Yeah, how much time do we have? No, so many great things are going on this year, as always in the Hart District. One thing we're really proud of is this year, again, all of our high schools are in the top 15% across the nation. All of our comprehensive high schools were ranked. And this year is the first year that they did a ranking for junior high schools. All of our junior high schools did it for state of California. Again, all of within top 15%. And so,
wow, congratulations.
Thank you. I'm not going to take any credit for that, but we have fantastic staff. And what I did want to point out, the reason we're there is because of our staff. And this year, our Teacher of the Year for 24-25, we do one for each of our schools, and then we do a district one. They go to a county competition. And Nicole Jolliker from Rancho Pico Junior High School was one of the county Teachers of the Year. That makes 7 out of the last 10 years that the Hart District has had a county Teacher of the Year, and that's over 90-something districts. And then we've had 3 state Teachers of the Year. 2 were the actual state Teacher of the Year, and then we had another year where there was one that was one of the state Teachers of the Year. So just incredible staff, especially our teachers, and I think that obviously shows in our schools being ranked so high across the state and the country.
And you're completing your first full year as a superintendent for the Hart School District, and that means graduation.
Graduation,
is coming up.
yes.
So you've got a lot of seniors that are graduating. It's going to be your first graduation. How many seniors do you have graduating this year?
About 3,500.
Wow.
Across our district, we will have, how many graduations? I've lost it. 10-ish, 10 graduations, and so really looking forward to that. It's a culmination of not only their career, but of just a really good year.
And the graduation rate is something that I know the district has always worked hard on.
Exactly, yeah. And it's in the 90% for our graduation rate, and it's ranked very high in the state with that. And I think it goes back to just the incredible programs we have and the staff.
Awesome. So as we're looking ahead to the next school year, tell us a little bit about the strategic plans and any goals that you would like to reach.
Yeah. Well, you might be aware a few years ago we did develop a strategic plan, and we developed focus areas and some of our core values, but we also have the tagline and the tag phrase, One Heart, every student opportunity ready, which we really go around. Everything we do is centered around that. In the One Heart meaning we all work together, and that's not just staff, but students and families. And then what we want our students to do is when they leave our school district, they're prepared to take advantage of any opportunity that goes in front of them. We also are changing that a little bit to also add that opportunity lives here. So meaning that the experience is good too, and we're really focusing on having a personalized experience at our school sites. And I know you're all aware of all the programs we have at our comprehensive schools. We've got fantastic academics all the way through AP. We've got career pathways. We've got 26 career pathways where students can really start on what their interests are that they might want to do after they get out of school. But we also we're looking at how we can personalize learning. And so you may not be aware that besides our comprehensive schools, we have Academy of the Canyons and Bowman High Schools for students who need to get back on track. But we also have Learning Post Academy, which is a virtual school, also like a homeschool program. And we're looking at expanding that because we want to make sure that we're reaching the needs of every student and every family. And with that program, we're able to, next year, we're going to actually go in the community and we're going to meet at different sites in our community so that students and families who have trouble accessing that, even though it's virtual, they come in for support. We're going to be going out and reaching out to them. And so what's neat about our program is even though it is virtual, they can participate at their home school in any type of science labs, or if they wanted to take a language class or participate in a sport, or one of our award-winning music programs, vocal or instrumental, or championship athletic teams. We've got so much going on, so we're really looking on that personalized learning aspect of it.
Are you finding that there are more and more students, more and more families that are looking for more virtual learning opportunities? And is this something that comes directly from what happened during COVID as well? Because that really had to mount up in an instant that had to happen.
Yeah, exactly. And what we're finding is, coming out of COVID, but even before that, there are students and families that have very unique needs. And so we're just making sure that we adjust to that and that we're supporting every student. And it kind of goes back to our tagline: we want every student to be ready for whatever they want to do after they leave our high school. So maybe a different path getting there, but we're really trying to have that support piece in for every single individual student. And so I've got so many options around. We really want to hit students and families' interests.
And what's interesting, and it's come up in my own conversations with people lately, is that you're preparing students for jobs that actually may not even exist right now, right? And
absolutely.
How can you possibly do that? What kind of learning do you want to focus on in that kind of an environment?
Yeah, well, one of the things we did this year, again, we've got our award-winning teachers. We've really tried to focus on collaboration. We have professional learning communities, what we call them, at each one of our school sites, where we get content area teachers together to talk about their instruction and really focus on what's most important in their content area. Also, I know you had Mr. Ferry on here. He talked a little bit our focus this year on math. We did our math push-in, which we're going to continue on because students are going to need those math skills. And next year, we're really going to focus on our literacy, reading and writing. In fact, we're going to do an assessment of every student the very first part of the year, grades 7 through 11, to look at their reading scores and really support that in the context of their classrooms. And so I think a lot of it is making sure that kind of old school, make sure they read, write, and be able to do math. But it's also a lot of soft skills, really allowing students to collaborate, be creative, work ethic, all those types of things that regardless of the job that's going to be there, they're going to be able to take advantage of that because of the skills and experiences that they learned in our schools.
Awesome. Well, I'm sure parents are watching right now wanting more information. Where can they go?
Best places are our district website, hartdistrict.org, but also each individual school site has their own website as well. That's the best place to go, and we'll take a phone call too, anything, email. We're here to support our community regardless of what the needs are of the student, whether they're already an AP student and want to excel or they need some support structure. We really want to hit the needs of everybody and make sure they're prepared for whatever they want to do.
That's great. Dr. Mike Vieira, the Hart School District Superintendent, thanks so much for being here, and congratulations on a good, great, successful first year for you as well.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you inviting me.
Absolutely. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
The William S. Hart Union High School District is an exemplary district located in Santa Clarita, California, a community nestled in North Los Angeles County. The Hart District, rated as one of the top secondary districts in the state of California, strives to make a difference in the lives of our diverse student body by instilling a sense of community, courage, creativity, and caring. We do this by working together to offer high-performing academic programs, championship athletic teams, award-winning performing arts, and a robust career and technical education program. For our teachers and staff, we offer competitive salaries, a great benefits package, and a chance to work with our amazing students. Being in Santa Clarita offers the opportunity to be just minutes from it all. The beach, mountains, desert, close to the excitement of Los Angeles, all while living in a beautiful and safe community. So we invite you to meet with us and think about joining the William S. Hart District family, where we believe in one heart, every student, opportunity ready.
Welcome back to SCVTV's Community Corner. You know, Dave, you don't need to be a gardening expert to see just how helpful compost and mulch can be, not just for your plants, but for the environment too.
So true, Carrie. And it's kind of amazing how something as simple as reusing yard and food waste can actually help cut down on landfill space and even reduce greenhouse gas emissions. And now the city is making it even easier for residents to get involved and make a difference.
Exactly. They've just launched a new pilot program offering free mulch and compost, and joining us to share all the details is the city's administrative analyst, Laura Jardine. Laura, thanks so much for being back with us.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Well, and Dave is really excited. He's a big mulch fan.
Big mulch.
Tell us all about mulch and compost in this program and how it all works. works.
Sure. So right now and all the way through June 15th, I mean, kind of a short window, but we're trying it out to see how popular the program is. We're offering free mulch and compost to everyone. Right now it's loose by bulk, so you have to have a truck or a trailer if you want to pick it up for free. If you want delivery, you can do that. The material's still free, but there's a service charge for the delivery itself. But you can choose one product or both products and almost as much as you could possibly use, where there's a very little to the limit on this program right now. So we're encouraging everyone to sign up and get their orders in and get it going.
So you're using my favorite four-letter F word, free.
Yes.
With that, right? How does this program work? Tell me about how the program works.
Yeah, of course. So as everyone should know by now, we have to comply with Senate Bill 1383, which requires us to recycle our green waste or landscape waste, yard waste, whatever you want to call it, and then food waste. And those materials get processed into mulch and compost. So we've partnered up with our hauler, which is Burtech, and also the processor, which is Agromin. And the two of them have joined us to be able to offer this material for free to the residents of the City of Santa Clarita. And so right now, you just go to the website, put in your order, and then you can go from there. It's really, really simple, and as you said, free.
So I have to ask, because I'm not sure I know, what is the difference between mulch and compost?
Sure, yeah. So in this case, mulch is shredded bark or shredded green waste, the material. So it's what we put in our green bin loosely.
Okay.
So it comes from the green waste or the yard waste. And that is typically used for cover. So people use it for erosion control or weed suppression, and also just to improve your landscaping. A lot of HOAs require something like that because they don't allow like dirt to show in your yard. So this is a great way to cover up those dirt spots and make your yard look better and just more clean. And then compost comes from the food waste material that we're recycling, the food scraps. And that is more of a soil amendment that you use to help healthy plants and vegetables grow. So if you have a vegetable garden or a flower garden, or you just have shrubs and trees that you really want to help give them a boost, you'll just put this into the soil. You can till it into your soil, or you can just lay a thin layer on top, and the nutrients will get into those plants and make them healthy.
Huh, which one do you need?
All of the above, I
Okay,
think.
both,
I really do.
both.
I definitely need some better soil.
Okay.
Because
Which is compost.
Which is the compost side,
Yep.
exactly.
See,
And it would
exactly.
be nicer if it was the mulch side.
Yes.
But what I want to know, because we touched on the very beginning of the segment about how this can help with greenhouse gases. Tell us about how mulch and composting has those environmental benefits.
Yeah, for sure. And you did also mention the landfill space. So by keeping this material out of the landfill, we're not filling it up as quickly. We're putting only what really needs to go there, which is things that can't be recycled or produced into something new or usable. So we're keeping that out of the landfill, which also reduces greenhouse gas emissions, because when food sits in the landfill and rots, it creates methane, and that's one of the most powerful greenhouse gas emissions that creates climate change. So by putting this into a process that makes a usable product, and it's not just sitting and rotting in the landfill, we're reducing those greenhouse gas emissions.
I want to ask you another question, because whenever you're here, I tend to quiz you, like what goes where, what goes in the green bin, what goes here. So I've had a question. If I have a loaf of bread that is moldy and it's in a bag, and I need to put my organics in a bag and then in the green cart.
Yep.
Do I need to take the moldy bread out of the bag before I put it in the...
So there's a couple of things you can do. Number one is you can add more food scraps in with the bread, in that bread bag, which I've done plenty of times. So I put my eggshells in there, my coffee grounds with the bread that's moldy, and then just tie it off. Throw that in.
Okay.
You can throw the bread bag with the bread inside by itself into the green bin.
Okay.
But what you don't want to do is put that inside of the other bag of food waste material and then bag that. So you don't want plastic
double
inside,
bag.
right? You don't want the bags inside the bag, yes.
So the same like a plastic container for like berries
Correct.
or something. Okay,
Yeah.
good to know.
So dump out the berries. Don't put the plastic container
Correct.
into that.
Yep, the only plastic that should be for the compost or the food waste is the bag that holds it all. But what's inside should just be the loose food.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
Where can people go to get more information to learn about the mulch and composting?
Of course. greensantaclarita.com/compost. Or if you just go to our website, greensantaclarita.com, it is right on the front page. You just look for mulch and compost program, click that, takes you to the page. The page has every step of the process for you. It's just a registration, make an order, even though it's free, it's still an order, and then you'll receive a confirmation email. That's when you know it's okay to go and pick it up or order the delivery if that's what you need. One thing I did want to mention too is if you don't want to pay the delivery cost yourself, you could get with some neighbors, maybe 3 or 4 neighbors on your street. Everyone needs the same type of material. You put in one big order, pay the fee, and then split that fee for the delivery.
But what you said before, like if you had a pickup truck, you could just come down and take as much as you need?
Basically, yes. I mean,
and all of that's still free?
Yes. I would find it hard to believe that
whether
anyone
it's compost
could use more
or
than...
compost or mulch, it's
exactly.
still all
Yep, either a big pickup truck bed or a trailer that can pull behind a car or a truck.
Yeah, awesome. Good stuff. Dave's going to get his mulch
I'm in.
and his
Yay.
compost.
Tell everyone.
I'll go get my neighbor who's got a pickup truck. We'll
There
get
you go.
We'll get over there.
Yes, exactly.
Laura Jardine, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much.
Of course. All right, stick with us. We'll be right back.
It's normal to feel down. Our emotions are a part of being human. But sometimes, it's hard getting back to normal.
Why are you failing? You're smarter than that. Or at least I thought you were. You're weak, man. Loser.
You don't know what that person is going through. However, there's always time to gather hope.
Hey man, did you maybe want to go shoot some hoops with me?
Yeah, sure, I'm down.
We are not defined by other people. We choose the person we want to be.
Loser.
Hey man, everybody makes mistakes. You'll do better on the next one. Want to come play some basketball with us?
So why not choose to be a hero? All it takes is one move. If you or someone you know is going through a hard time and needs support, call the number listed below. That is 661-235-5662. Don't hesitate to call. You could be someone's next hero.
Welcome back to SCVTV's Community Corner. If you're a fan of donuts,
yes,
yes, and a little friendly competition, you're in for a treat.
Yes, I see what you've done there.
Yes, good. We've got an event coming up that's as fun as it is meaningful.
That's right, Dave. It is time for the Santa Clarita Valley Salvation Army Corps' 2nd annual Donut Day. If you missed out last year, this is your chance to join in on all the fun.
So joining us today to give us a preview of what's in store is Amber Rodriguez, the chair of the Santa Clarita Valley Salvation Army Board. Amber, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited to come back on Community Corner and share all the fun for Donut Day. We're super excited to have the community out.
So before we start talking about Donut Day, let's talk a little bit about the history of the Salvation Army's Donut Day. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I'd love to. So Donut Day really started back in the 1900s during the World War I. We had donut lassies that would go hand deliver donuts to the American soldiers in the front line and really be there for moral and emotional support, but more importantly, provide some delicious donuts for the soldiers. And since that started, we were able to come up with the annual Donut Day event where we really honor what the Salvation Army really does for the community, but additionally have an opportunity to celebrate with the community members here.
And let's talk about Donut Day because I know I am so excited. Most importantly, the donut eating competition. How does it work and who can participate?
So everyone can participate. Carrie, I heard that you are more than willing to participate this year.
Absolutely.
So everyone can participate. We encourage people to register before the event, but in addition to that, we're encouraging people for walk-on registration. Last year, we had participants from the fire department, from sheriffs, to city staff, from members from the community, and it was just a great way to get together, celebrate as a community, and raise funds for community members here in Salvation Army.
So I have to jump in.
Yeah.
Because there has been a competition that is growing between the city, the sheriff, and the fire department. There's been several different unique competitions, from running up the stairs at the Sky Tower at Magic Mountain, from pulling the command unit, and Donut Day too. So do you remember what team took home first place last year?
Yeah, I mean, the city doesn't like to brag, but we will brag when necessary. City took lead on most of the competitions last year, so we're waiting for sheriffs and fire to really bring on the heat this year and hopefully take some trophies home with them.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what's funny is, and the sheriff says it, I'm not speaking for them, they say that if there's one competition that they should win, it's this one.
They did say that.
We'll see if they step up this
There
year.
was a lot of trash being talked between the fire department and the sheriff's department last year. City came through.
That's right.
That's really cool. All right, so this is a fun event. This is a fun event. Family involved, it's really a big deal. Tell me about the kids' things, the kids' activities that they're going to be able to have this year.
Yeah, so this year we're going to have the donut decorating competition for the kids. In addition to that, we'll have jump houses, we'll have face painting, character painting, we'll have activities for the kids at the event. In addition to that, we'll have food trucks, we'll have a coffee stand. There's a lot of exciting things that everyone can look forward to. It's going to be on June 7th at the Canyon Country Community Center. The event starts at 10 a.m. with the donut eating competition starting about 10:30 a.m. It's going to be a beautiful day in the summer to enjoy some donuts and family activities.
I love this. So Amber, you've been involved with the Salvation Army for a while now. Why is this organization so important to you?
Yeah, so I was encouraged to join the board a couple years ago. And one of the things I really appreciate about the Salvation Army is that every dollar that we raise goes directly back to this community directly. We offer rental assistance, grocery vouchers, utility assistance, recovery programs. But what is most important about this event is that every single dollar goes back here directly to our community members. So it's something that I'm very passionate about, and it's what keeps me going, and I'm just happy to be a part of the team.
So if someone wants to get more information about Salvation Army or even Donut Day as well, where can they go?
Yes, they can go to sal.army/SantaClaritaDonutDay.com.
Before we let you go, you brought a big donut.
I did.
It's cut into 4, so we're going to bring in our next guest to be our 4th competitor in the donut eating contest, Mr. Jared McKenna, also from the city. So, what's
it's like a host versus.
This is
every man for themselves?
This is what everyone wants, is Jared to fill his mouth up with something so he stops talking. That's what it is. Okay.
We haven't even. Might I have a plate? Or,
is that what we're doing?
Yes, because I'm a lady. When I stuff a big donut.
So what's the objective here?
Okay, I think we should go you two against the two of us. Why not?
What?
So you both have to finish before us.
Wait a minute. You took the smaller piece now.
Wait, yeah. Can we compare sizes?
Look at. Oh, come on now.
Okay, I think I did well actually. So
we feel very confident. If you guys want the smaller pieces, we don't mind.
Oh wow. Okay.
We're ready.
Smack talk.
Wow.
All right. How
Somebody
do we know
count us down.
Can someone count us down
out there?
I really don't want to do this. All right.
5, 4,
Good enough.
3, 2.
Are you kidding me? We're gonna have to. He took that whole thing in his mouth. Are you kidding me?
No, you got the other frosting too. This is actually really good. Amber, where are the donuts from for Donut Day? Tell us about that. No, Amber, tell us now.
I need water.
Amber,
Stop talking.
California Bakery.
Come on. Hey, that's pretty good.
What's wrong?
Respect. You lost again. Dang. Respect.
This is so much.
Dude.
That was
I
respect.
can't talk.
Good job. I don't feel good about that.
That actually was pretty delicious.
That's a good
yeah,
donut.
it was a good donut.
I like that.
Amber. She did take the biggest.
I swear I got the biggest size.
I thought I had the biggest one. I look over and he like put 7/8 of it in his mouth already.
That's delicious.
I was like, how did you do that?
I'm leaving.
Do we need to say we'll be right back, or are we good?
Before you kiss it, we'll be right back. Welcome back to SCVTV's Community Corner. For more than 75 years, Los Angeles County has overseen the day-to-day operations of William S. Hart Park. However, that's about to change as the City of Santa Clarita is getting ready to take ownership of this Santa Clarita treasure.
And joining us today to give us all the exciting details and updates of this partnership between the county and the city is Jared McKenna, Director of Neighborhood Services. Welcome back, Jared.
Thank you for having me.
So this is so exciting. This is a big deal for the City of Santa Clarita. And before we get into all the details of what is going to be a new era for Hart Park, give us the background of how the County of Los Angeles initially became the steward of the park.
Yeah, so upon William S. Hart's death, who was a famous actor that lived in this area, that property actually transferred over to the county. And so they've been the steward of that property ever since.
And just last week, the city had a hearing regarding the transfer of Hart Park from the county to the City of Santa Clarita, and you have good news on that front.
I do, yes. Just last week, the probate courts approved the transfer of the property from the county to the city. So the city will be the new steward of that property into the future.
Which is so exciting. So what changes can we expect with this new ownership, and when will the official transition happen?
Yeah, so that's kind of the exciting part that we're going through with the county right now, is to figure out that physical transition of new staff, groundskeepers, animal keepers, the city's first animal keeper that will be on the site. And we'll have a lot of new, really programming and events and reservations that will take place at the site. But in terms of operating hours and the barnyard being open for residents to enjoy, that will remain intact into the future with the city.
So once the transfer is complete, Hart Park will be the city's 40th park. That's quite a milestone. Will the city be celebrating this occasion?
Yeah, it's almost like it's meant to be, right? Yeah. So the final, not only is it the 40th park, it's the final county-owned park within the city boundary. And so it's a milestone for many reasons. And we do have a very exciting event in the works and being planned, and we're hoping to do that in September for the community to come really enjoy and celebrate the milestone and continue the legacy of the park.
Which is going to be an amazing event, and we're so excited. And the city, there's so many aspects of Hart Park that the city has not done before that are new, like you mentioned, the animal keeper. There's other things. There's bison. I mean, bison are animals, but like
a museum.
Do you have a herd anywhere else in the city?
I've been practicing. No, it is a new endeavor, but one that we've really been in lockstep with the county really for the past 2 to 3 years while this has been in the works. And so we're very confident and prepared to take on those new endeavors. But in addition to the animals, we have the museum, which is a new endeavor. We do have preserved material that we have at our new hall library, but this is 6,000 artifacts that come with the park and are kind of throughout the site, and that'll be something that we're very excited and honored to really honor the legacy of William S. Hart now in the city and under city ownership.
I have one more question. I'm sorry.
Go.
So you have spent a lot of time out there throughout this transition. What has been the biggest surprise that you have found? Either something at the museum or something with the animals, or what? Tell us.
Yeah, it's born and raised out here. You know, it's hard to really get a grasp of the history since the city is not that old, and since 1987. But when you go there, it's a step back in time, right? And you get the beautification of the park and have that experience. But when you go up to the museum and you could soak in the rich history of that site and really how the valley was built around that. But one of the coolest amenities is the campgrounds. I don't think a lot of people know that on the backside of the park is campgrounds that residents can rent, they can use, and give their kids and family an experience within the city that feels like you've taken a trip outside of it.
That's really cool. I did not know about that.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Okay, so I just learned something. If someone wants to learn more, where can they go? Get more
so we're in the transition of developing the website and transitioning it from the county. But for right now, residents can email city staff directly at Hart Park at santaclarita.gov, and we can answer any questions. And then reservations for Hart Hall or anything else at the site can also take place in September. So we're ramping up programming and events, and it'll be exciting to step into the park.
A long time coming.
Yes.
Jared, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
All right, stick with us. We'll be right back.
WISH Education Foundation is a local nonprofit organization that serves nearly 22,000 students of the William S. Hart Union High School District. Headed by Executive Director Amy Daniels and a board of dedicated community members, WISH supports countless programs such as student wellness, arts and music, STEM, special education, and more. The foundation also hosts several popular community events, including Wine on the Roof, Cocktails on the Roof, and Cars Under the Stars. Other local events include the College Webinar Series and the SCV Music Festival. WISH funds programs that state funding alone cannot fully support, and all WISH fundraising stays in the Hart District, benefiting our students since 2012. The WISH Education Foundation is such an important part of Santa Clarita. If you are interested in learning more about their events, volunteering, or donating, please visit www.wisheducationfoundation.org.
Welcome back to SCVTV's Community Corner. We usually feature some adorable, adoptable dogs during our animal segments, but look at what we have today. Kittens.
It's all about the cats today. We've got not 2, but 10 of the cutest kittens you've ever seen. We're holding a couple here.
And I just want to point out that look how happy and asleep mine is, and yours keeps clawing you.
Yeah,
and trying to climb you.
He's ready to go.
To make a move. So they are seriously too cute for words, and here to tell us all about these sweet little fur balls is Lauren Shiro, ranch manager at St. Bonnie's Sanctuary. Lauren, thank you for being back, and thanks for being here with us and bringing all of these cuties. So for our first-time viewers, remind them what St. Bonnie's Sanctuary is and what work your organization does.
So St. Bonnie's is part of the Lang Foundation. We've been around since 2010. We're located right here in Canyon Country. We are a nonprofit, no-kill animal sanctuary.
Oh my goodness,
where our job is wrangling little rascals all day.
Are you kidding me?
No, you're good.
Are you kidding me right now?
Shabbat.
How did you do this? What are you doing? What are you planning?
Dave's got this one. Keep going. Tell us more about St. Bonnie's.
Yeah, so we rescue, we save dogs and cats, kittens and puppies that from the high kill shelters in LA County, and we get them whatever treatment they need if they're sick, operations, we spay, we neuter, and then until they find a home, they will remain with us, and we will love every minute of it.
And I was just telling you, you have the best job because you get to snuggle kittens all day.
And it is kitten season, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a booming kitten season. I mean, every year is, but this year definitely our phone is ringing off the hook. We're getting emails and contacts from our shelter partners, and we really can't keep up. So this is only 10 that I could bring. This doesn't count all the others that we have back at the ranch that are either too young or a little sick right now that we're treating. So yeah, we're definitely looking for some good homes for these guys and girls.
You got names for all of them too.
We do. Yeah, we have our bread litters. So just to name a few, we have like focaccia, scone, tea cake, ciabatta, the climber.
That's ciabatta.
This is ciabatta right here.
Rye and naan. And then we have our water, and they're 9 weeks old. And then we have our water bottle litter that we just got 5 days ago, who is Evian, Dasani, Voss, and Perrier.
And
so.
Evian is the one who's asleep here.
Yes,
And
that's
are they related here?
They're not. No,
Oh,
no. That's
I
why
was gonna
sometimes
say
it's hard because they look so alike sometimes, but the collars differentiate.
That one is definitely a climber.
Where do you want to go?
They've
What have you-
eaten, so now they're all energized. They're ready for their zoomies.
And they all have their claws still, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, we definitely do not declaw ever. We strictly prohibit it, actually. But we trim them as often as we can. It's a lot of claws to keep up with.
Yeah, especially with this many kittens.
Yeah.
So what makes it kitten season? Why do you see a boom this time of the year? Is it? I guess it's an obvious answer as to where kittens come from.
Yeah, but I know what you mean. Like, I guess you would say in a lot of the country where there's actual seasons of the year, you would see a big boom in the spring. That's when animals naturally reproduce when it's warm. And so we definitely still see that here in California. But to be honest, California, LA, it pretty much the West Coast, it's kind of kitten season year round because it's always warm. And cats can reproduce very young and very rapidly. So it's really surprising to people a lot of times that cats can go into their first heat, females, as young as 4 months sometimes.
Wow.
They can have litters 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then as soon as they give birth, they can get pregnant again, and even while they're nursing, and their pregnancies are only 9 weeks long.
So you can just keep popping out the litters then.
Yeah, they say, I think I've seen some statistics say that like one cat in their lifetime can produce in their family tree up to 400,000 cats, which is why we encourage everybody to spay and neuter their pets, especially cats, because they're so prolific with their reproduction. And that's something, we encourage, we promote, we advocate, and we insist on with all of our animals.
All right.
Tell us about the adoption process with St. Bonnie's. And I'm thinking too, because as I have these two together, and they're not fighting or they're not doing anything like that. They're because they're kittens, they're raised together, they're together a lot, they're with each other. So if someone wanted to get more than one, that would be an option.
Oh, absolutely. You can adopt as many animals from us as you would like, but we specifically actually do encourage people, especially kittens that are under a year, to be adopted out in pairs. It's so important that they get the socialization with each other. They can learn how to play. They learn things like bite inhibition, with like how hard or soft to play with somebody. Not to mention, just like puppies, kittens have a lot of energy and can sometimes be a lot to handle. So if you adopt kittens in pairs, they can keep each other busy and not just bother you all the time. Not that they're ever a bother, but also sometimes sleeping patterns can be different. Sometimes they have zoomies and a lot of playful energy at night. So if they have each other to keep busy, it just makes the whole household more sane. And really you get a more well-rounded cat in adulthood, which would make it easier to bring other pets in and just deal with people. Yeah, so it's really encouraged.
I think Avian and I have really bonded over here.
She loves it.
Oh my goodness.
I can call Manny right now and say, guess what?
Guess
Carrie's
what's happening
bringing a kitten home to go with the 3 dogs.
Well, that's a good question.
They're already dogs friendly.
How do we know if our dogs are kitten friendly though?
I would say maybe it's a little more challenging the other way around. If you've never seen your dog around another dog or another cat, probably more used to seeing them around dogs. So we would definitely encourage careful, slow introductions. Also, I'd say some breeds maybe are more prone to be more prey-driven. So even if they don't mean harm, they could just like bother the cat by wanting to chase them and play. They think it's fun. The cat doesn't so much. But even in those situations, cats are great climbers. So if you do things,
as we saw,
so if you do things like catify your house, you can add like what I did is add bookshelves all around my walls. I cover them with carpet so they can climb all over, cat tree, so that if they need some space, they can get away from the dog without them, being interfered with. But you can do slow introductions, and usually as long as it's slow and gentle, it's good. But all of our cats, especially when we get them this young, because they're at a ranch with a lot of dogs and a lot of cats, we start socialization as young as possible. So we try to leash and harness train all of our kittens. We introduce them to big dogs, small dogs, hyper dogs, senior dogs, just so that they are the most adoptable that they possibly can be.
What's the situation like at St. Bonnie's? I mean, you mentioned it's kitten season now, so you've got obviously at least 10 kittens that we know of.
Yeah.
But what about all the other animals that you've got at the sanctuary? Is it getting overcrowded? What's the situation?
Well, it's been pretty good lately. We've been getting some applications. We had a few adoptions just over the weekend for cats, which is encouraging because every animal that we find a home for opens up a kennel for us to bring back another cat. Or during kitten season, a whole litter can fit in a kennel. So that's, 2, 3, 4, 5 times as many lives saved. So that's another reason adoption is so important.
Are you kidding me right now?
Oh my goodness.
Are you kidding me right now?
Right?
She's a good girl.
She has rolled over onto her back and is just staring up at your...
I'm kind of in love. And she has beautiful eyes.
I think she is too. I think she is too. Look at that. She's looking. Wow.
Oh, so cute.
Some things I really try to do with the kittens when we get them, no matter their age, but if they're little, I really try to, like I was just saying, desensitize them. So when we get them young, every day pretty much, we're touching their paws, we're looking in their ears, even though there's nothing to look for. We go into their mouth, just so that they get used to, because these are things that owners sometimes have challenges with their adult animals. They can't take them to the vet, so they're all crate trained. So we just really want our animals to be the most well-rounded, easygoing, and just can potentially go in as many possible homes as possible. So yeah, we flip them over and let them know that this is safe and good things come. Yeah.
So if people were interested in a kitten, or kittens, or any other animal that maybe you have, what's the best way to get in touch with you?
You can definitely email us directly. You can go to our website. You can see everybody that we have currently for adoption, but I always do tell people, just email us, because we do, like, for example, some of our kittens, not these guys, they're all listed, but we have some other kittens that aren't currently listed yet because they're just a little too young. But email us, let us know what you're looking for, what kind of animal, what your lifestyle is like, and I feel like we're really good matchmakers. So, but there's also a link to our application on the website. So we have a dog page, we have a cat page, you can fill out an application. We move really quickly, so as soon as we get that application, review it, make sure everything looks good, we'll set you up with a meet and greet.
Oh, you want to put it? Okay.
You can meet whoever you want, or as I encourage, meet everybody, because you never know who's really going to speak to you and connect with you.
Okay, but don't leave, don't leave. oh, sorry. There's Avion and Dave.
Parrot cat.
There, it's so good. Girl, Avion's a girl.
She's so
That's
tiny.
Good, yes. Yeah, she's only 6 weeks old, and we've only had her 5 days, and the other litter are 9 weeks old, and we've had them for about 6 weeks, so we got them when they're really little.
Well, and it's great that they're all together.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah. So
this is so much fun. I don't even know what we're talking about anymore. I'm just so happy to be
we
petting
got another
kids.
climber.
Oh, they do love to climb. They're learning all about their limbs and mobility and jumping and everything.
Oh, heck yeah.
It's a very exciting time.
Oh, got another one. You ready to climb? You gonna climb? Lauren Sherrill from St. Bonnie Sanctuary, thank you so much for being with us. And bringing all these joy, right?
I know.
Look at them, looking at
I think they have fun.
Are you looking at me?
I'm looking at you.
Yeah.
Okay, ready, get in here.
Okay.
Ready? We'll be right back. Oh. Welcome back to SCVTV's Community Corner. The City of Santa Clarita is getting ready to launch a brand new 10-year plan to shape the future of arts and culture in our community. They'll be unveiling all the details at the upcoming Santa Clarita Arts Town Hall.
It's a great chance to get involved, speak up, and help guide where the arts are headed in Santa Clarita over the next decade.
You can catch all the details in this week's episode of This Week in Santa Clarita. Check it out.
The City of Santa Clarita's Arts Commission invites you to come out to a town hall meeting focused on the arts. Come to California Institute of the Arts on Tuesday, May 20th at 6:30. Share your thoughts, give us your feedback, and let us know what you want for the next 10 years of arts within Santa Clarita. If you can't make it to the town hall meeting, visit the link below to fill out the survey. We can't wait to see you.
Thank you so much for joining us today. Make sure to tune in next week and every week for another episode of SCVTV's Community Corner.
Check out all of our past episodes and segments at scvcommunitycorner.com or our Facebook at SCV Community Corner.
Thanks so much for watching.
We'll see you next time. At SCVTV, we believe in the power of television to inspire, educate, and unite our community. But we can't do it alone. Donate today, and together we can continue to create meaningful content and provide next-generation workforce opportunities.